But Twiggy, I think we're getting ready, all ready to move into the picks and bans for our first match, Fine Aim Racing versus Sprout. And this is one where we could start to see a couple of spicy picks come through as well. Sprout definitely not a team that have been afraid of mixing up the format a little bit compared to other teams.
Yeah, and well, Sprout got a really nice opportunity to practice every single map pretty much on the roster last time around. They played the full 7 maps, and obviously with the amazing reverse sweep, along with a couple of records from Dexter as well, is a nice way to start things. Gyroscope and Flip of Faith are banned, not too surprising on that front. We're probably going to see reps picked out from Sprout, maybe not first. You know, it used to be first that they picked it, and now it's kind of become one of their lesser... I don't know if they're getting a little scared that they're going to lose it from time to time now.
They might be. They definitely have looked a little bit shakier at times on it, but still have looked very good. I mean, Dexter yesterday really does have to be the name that we talk about coming out of yesterday, because he put up a performance that was just monstrous, genuinely incredible. I think half of his times were like top 20% times for the entire Challenger League. Up from everyone's times over the course of the entire thing. He was just driving at a level that basically no other Challenger League player could really hope to consistently touch. And it was necessary as well. It dragged them back from the brink of defeat and got them into that one. We'll see if they can put up similar performances, and they have just gone for reps first of all. They're still feeling confident on that one.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, that's good to see. They barely scraped by on reps yesterday, 11-10. That was one of the crucial maps. Obviously, they couldn't drop a single map after losing 3 to Ominosun, but they did manage to win out their map pick of reps. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to see if they can manage to do that, because their score on it has actually been getting worse and worse. They have won every single time they played it, but it was, I think, 10-7 on week or Playday 5 and 10-11 on Playday 6, which, you know, if you're going by a pattern here, then it'll be 10-15 today, and they will lose. But that's not possible, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how they do on that one, and then I think no real surprises either coming through for the rest of the picks from Sprout. They're going for Slippy Slides, where Dexter now holds the Challenger League record on that one. Clear of the field by quite a ways. He set that twice in a row in consecutive rounds in yesterday's match. Then moving from there, they pick Agility Dash 5th, again a map that they've been very strong on, a map that they have a 100% win rate after picking it 4 times as well. It makes a lot of sense as to what Sprout have gone for. Over on the other side, Fine Aim Racing, they are just really going to have to pull out all the stops. They've been going for maybe some slightly more conventional picks. They pick up freestyle, they pick things like slowdown as well. The problem is that these are maps that Sprout have also looked good on as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, here's the thing. Everybody is looking pretty decent on every map now. I don't think, look, there were people that were saying, you know, the picks don't matter what the, you know, a couple weeks ago, and at that time, they did. Now, I would say picks are less important, because generally everybody has carved out their own niche, or not niche whatsoever. We'll have the same maps for series a lot of the times, but everybody is kind of competent on every map is the thing. You know, unless you're going to pick something wild like Gyroscope or Aeropipes, everybody is kind of fine.
I mean, exactly. Unless you manage to pull out a Gyroscope here in week 6 of the competition, in Playday 7, maybe we will finally see it happen. What we have seen happen so far in this opening round of the match between Fine Aim Racing and Sprout is a touch onto a wall from Scrappy, and him trailing the pack a little bit, but he is gaining on Barbos. Ratchet versus Dexter up at the front, and Dexter up the front is something I do expect to be saying a lot over the course of this match.
Yeah, it is wild. I mean, look, you would never have thought that Dexter would have been the most improved. We didn't think that he was going to be, you know, as low down the standings. He was going to
need improvement.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't think he was going to need improvement whatsoever. Week 1, his times were not great, and he crashed a lot. Now he is genuinely the best player, I feel like, out of everybody here, and he's going to show it off here on reps with 106.66 to start things off. Brilliant time. It's a draw nonetheless, but wow.
It's already an incredibly quick time. It's only 2/10 behind, about a 10th and a half even behind the Challenger League record, which is held by Scrappy on this map, the only Challenger League record that Scrappy does currently hold. So this is a map that Sprout have every reason to feel comfortable on. With that said, an early mistake from Scrappy in the first round did allow the door to be left open for Ratchet and Barbos, and they will turn that one into a draw. But I'd be worried for them in the next couple of rounds, especially because Scrappy has made it through the sausage section without a touch.
Yes, this time Sprout are feeling quite happy, holding hands together very comfortably around a campfire, obviously. That's implied, but wow, I mean, they are very close together, and now, obviously, as soon as Scrappy turns up to the party, things get very, very difficult for the other team, as we saw yesterday. That's what I'm expecting to see today as well. Dexter is out ahead by a hair, but yeah, SCHWEINEAIM Racing having a difficult time keeping up, and I don't blame them.
This is very much one of the few maps and few matchups in general in the Challenger League where on pure pace, as Dexter got a bit of a gear loss, a big slowdown coming out of that corner. But it is one of those maps where I feel like on pace and ace might be the expected outcome for one of the teams.
Scrappy missed!
Scrappy missed and will finish on the lower finish as well. Dexter had to reset. Ratchet reset as well. Dexter will take third. We'll get a draw on round 2 as well. And hey, it's clutching draws from the jaws of victory.
Yes.
Draws of the jaws of draws.
Yeah.
You open the drawer and you find a jaw, and the jaw
your
has a
accent is
draw,
not good for that, my friend. It's not.
It's working
incredibly
out very poorly.
confusing. Yeah, no, I'm not sure about that one, buddy. You need a received pronunciation accent like me, so it's drawer and draw. It's perfect.
Does anyone need a received pronunciation
nobody
accent?
needs one. I was just brought up in the southeast of England. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's an unfortunate round from Sprout once again. Scrappy, look, we've seen him do that a lot of times, actually. Is not quite make it onto the first finish, have to go all the way for the long finish. And yeah, no, this is the reason why that they only scraped past 11-10 yesterday. But, you know, they seem more on form right now, so hopefully, you know, those tiny errors are going to be cleared up. Dexter losing a gear earlier on in the round, Scrappy not quite making that one, should be fine later on. But yeah, everything is clean so far from both of these teams for the most part.
Yeah, clean so far, except the identity, causing some issues as well for both teams up until this point, and not surprising, Barbos making a bit of a late charge here towards Dexter. Scrappy
no way,
and it's a draw
again.
As a result, 3-3, hashtag missed again. Scrappy fell off, and falling off that bar has not done the team any favors. I'm going to reiterate the point I was trying to make in the previous round as well, before my mouth overtook my brain, which is that in terms of just pace, this is a map, and it's one of the few maps in the competition where it feels like one team should just be acing. Sprout have the pace to pick up an ace every time, and the only thing that prevents them is errors. There really doesn't feel like a point where Scrappy and Dexter are going to be contested by Barbos and Ratchet in terms of just pure pace up until the identity.
No, and that's the thing. Dexter goes too far to the left a lot of the time. Scrappy goes too far to the right a lot of the time. And it's an amazing dichotomy from both of these players, but they're so clean throughout the start of the map. They generally pull ahead by at the very least 2/10, if not half a second. Before they get to the identity. If they clean that up, it's easy aces all the way through. We could see, like, I wouldn't be surprised in the playoffs if they do manage to clean it up by then. If we saw 12-0s coming out on this map over and over and over again, because they do deserve them based off the way they drive the rest of the map. Can they get through the identity cleanly this time around? Again, they're in a 1-2 position. They get through cleanly. Can they both hit that finish? Yes, they can indeed. A 106.2 is a new world record from Scrappy. Dexter following 3/10 behind, and it is the ace.
That's so quick. It's a new world record, like you said. I mean, for a second there, with the mistakes that were coming through from Scrappy, we're like, maybe SCHWEINEAIM Racing have hope. Maybe Scrappy spent too long last night playing khaki. The answer is nope. He's still really, really quick when he manages to clean things up here.
Absolutely insane. Beating his own world record there. And yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say about that one other than incredibly well done. And that just goes to show that if they do clean up that identity, it's curtains. It's curtains immediately for the other team.
Yeah, because, I mean, who's going to touch it? The issue is, cleaning it up, as Scrappy will need to reach for the broom at the moment. It's getting a little bit messy again there in the middle of the track, but I suppose you can take a round off once you've managed to set a new live round world record. And maybe leave things to Dexter. You know what? Dexter's not a bad wingman to have when things are going a little bit wrong. No,
not whatsoever. I mean, are we really... either of these players wingmen? I don't know if that's a fair thing to call either
like,
of
Goose
them.
and Maverick, I think, were wingmen for each other in Top Gun, but like they're both still really important.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I feel like they're both main characters at this point. Dexter, again, very clean. You know what? That is insanely clean. Once again, a 106.6. Before that new world record, I would have said that was an amazing time. But
he's not going to get third.
Somehow,
he will get third.
He does get third, just about. And yeah, there's another missing the finish line, but.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
can we really be critical of him now? Like, is
I
it
mean,
fair?
yes, he did still
well,
miss the finish line.
He categorically did something wrong, but
in the last 4 rounds, Scrappy has missed the finish line 3 times and gotten a world record once. It's an impressive record, you know? Like, when you look at it that way,
well,
that's
it's what
kinda...
Dexter does every time he gets a world record as well. He crashes the round afterwards. That's just...
It's apparently something you have to do. The adrenaline hits you, the hands start shaking, and all of a sudden you're crashing into outside walls. On the outside dirt, possibly. There you go. Exactly the same touch that cost Scrappy in the previous round costs Dexter this time around. But at least Ratchet had made an earlier error for them. Yeah,
both of them fall back about 7/10. Scrappy is going to once again have to be the player out in front. Can he get it done this time around? Dexter's palms sweaty, his knees weak, arms heavy, and hopefully Scrappy doesn't miss the checkpoint already.
This could... Well, oh, okay. That's good. I like that. Well done.
Okay.
Scrappy leads. Scrappy needs to not miss the finish here, because if Scrappy misses the finish, I mean, SCHWEINEAIM Racing with an ace are straight back into this match. Barboss making a mistake there will mean that that's not on the cards, and Dexter might get the overtake. He does miss how far back is Barboss. There's Barboss! The snipe over Dexter's head, and it will be another draw.
That would have been an ace if he didn't bonk there. He would have overtaken.
It would have been over.
It would have been over, yes. I mean, all he had to do was come third for it to be over, but here we are. 5-9. Oh dear. Okay, well, no, it's fine. Honestly, they're 4 points ahead. It should be absolutely trivial for them to at least get 1 point in this round. They have not... You know, they haven't given away an ace yet, so why would they do it now? I say, surely they won't give away an ace to SCHWEINEAIM Racing to let them get back into the game. Surely. No,
surely they will not manage to give away an ace this time around. Hey, Ratchet and Barboss, to their credit, have been keeping it clean up until the identity, but that identity, Barboss in particular, has made a lot of mistakes going through that. The second beam especially has been catching him out more often than not, and with Scrappy and Dexter both in the lead, it needs to be mistakes from both of them and no mistakes from either member of SCHWEINEAIM Racing. That's what it takes for this map to stay alive.
Scrappy and Dexter, as they started this map, it is in the end with the 1-2 formation moving towards the identity. They have that 3/10 lead over their opposition. Dexter goes flying. He is in Top Gun for sure. Scrappy, though, just needs to come first. He can't do it. He doesn't even make the checkpoint. It's an ace for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. It's 8-9. Surely they won't give away an ace.
And the thing is, Twiggy, Barboss made that error in the identity again.
Oh my God.
He wasn't catching on pace. They needed it to be a mistake from both Scrappy and Dexter. And Barboss's mistake wasn't as big as either of theirs. It's an ace for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. A win for SCHWEINEAIM now ties things up and brings us to an overtime. An ace for SCHWEINEAIM, completely against the run of how this map has gone, would be a win. The first loss for Sprout on this map in the Challenger League regular season. And it's looking on.
There's no way. There's no way. Barboss and Ratchet are now holding hands very comfortably through the dirt turn. Can they keep that position? So far, they have not been the cleaner team in the, pre-identity, but, I mean, this time around, both players of Sprout have dropped back by 3/10. Hey, look, I mean, if SCHWEINEAIM Racing were able to ace from 3/10 down, maybe Sprout can do it as well, but their hopes are slipping through their fingers like grains of sand at the moment. Ratchet and Barboss on a victory lap, it looks like that. Only 1 point behind, but an ace will do it. Can they get through this identity cleanly? It seems like they have been the cleaner team on the identity, but let's see if they can do it when it matters. Ratchet falls down to 4th position. Barboss, he can get it! Sprout just about clutch out the round, and it's a 10-9. They just make it to the finish line. Ratchet. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Oh, that's so rough, because Ratchet, that was a small mistake. In terms of the grand scheme of things, in terms of mistakes we have seen on the Reps identity, the crashes that can happen, he made a mistake, but it only cost him half a second. And for once, the other team keep it clean enough. Both of them are there. Scrappy and Dexter both go through. And Barboss was not the one to make the mistake as well, Twiggy. And he was definitely the one who was struggling more with that identity for SCHWEINEAIM. He did everything he needed to in the final round. Ratchet falls back, and somehow, someway, it was Sprout keeping it clean.
You can't beat the script on Reps. Sprout have to win.
They have to win. 5 out of 5 wins.
By 1 point, who cares? By 4 points, by 8 points, it's fine. Either way, throughout the regular season, they have not lost reps once, even though twice it went down to 1 point. Absolutely insane. But there you go. That is Sprout for you when it matters most. Well, their opposition makes a mistake, I guess. Oh,
sometimes
that's a good
you just...
camera angle.
Yeah, I love that. Car comes out of sideways in the air, and I flinch a little bit away from my monitor, but you know what? I'm back and I'm ready.
It's like when you
to
duck
cast
under
the
a
rest of this
tunnel.
round. Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, if you're playing a bit of Mario Kart and you're jerking your head to the side, it's
yeah.
everyone's done it. Everyone does
Everyone does, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Well, yeah, well, Scrappy's a controller player, so he'd do that. Obviously,
True.
much easier to, you know, move with your controller if your motion controls in it. Anyway, Sprout. Last time they were on this map, wasn't convincing. I'm not going to say they won it off of their own merit, more off of Ominosun making a lot of mistakes. I don't think any team is clean on this map right now in the Challengers League. We'll have to see if they can make it cleaner. Right now, Dexter, half a second behind his competitors and his teammate. Ratchet out in first place, just about. Scrappy chasing. Oh no, Barbos doesn't make the jump, neither does Ratchet. Scrappy's in first place. He's going to get through to the finish line, no problem. It's just whether Dexter can get over there before either SCHWEINEAIM Racing player catches up, and he definitely does. Oh, that's the cone. Hey, okay. Oh, calm down. That's the cone. Gave away the ace, got a cone.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a pretty quick time from Scrappy, honestly, as well. A 102.7 is impressive, especially given how fast Barbos and Ratchet were looking as well through that one. They are looking good. They have performed well on this map in previous weeks, but that is potentially costly error. Giving an ace up at any point could come back to haunt you.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have said that they won last time off of the mistakes of the opposition. Did that tempt fate for SCHWEINEAIM Racing both to miss?
Potentially a little bit, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Either way, Sprout with their first ace. Look, hey, if you can capitalize off the mistakes of your opposition, that is just as good as being able to get a good time yourself. And well, I mean, Scrappy didn't have a bad time whatsoever, so no problem. It is just now whether they can keep that up for the whole map.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Dexter lead the way into the identity this time. On the uphill he goes. Scrappy gets his wheel a little bit closer to that outside line, and as a result has more speed than Barbos, and potentially more than Ratchet as well. Entering this, if they can keep a clean Sprout on track for an ace here. Again, it's going to be very close, but Barbos has a better line up until he slams Faith first into a pole, and the ace is very much on the cards. It's a 102.3 for Dexter. Scrappy just behind by half a second, and it's a second ace in a row. That's an insane time from Dexter.
102.3 puts him, let me check, on the record here.
I don't remember if we got a new one yesterday.
102.3 is 2/10 quicker than the current Challenger League record, so there we go. Sprout get themselves another record. The trophy cabinet is absolutely full at the moment. They have, what, 2 world records and... Oh no, 3 world records? No, 2 world records and like 4 Challenger League records now? Something like that?
I honestly can't keep track. It's been coming too quickly over the course of this weekend. I mean, what am I going to do? Write them all down? My hand would cramp.
Yeah, definitely. Your hand would... What? Why would... Sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, who uses pens in today's...
I don't know. Apple users, maybe? Think about it, Twiggy.
Okay, dude. They exist still? Anyway, Scrappy and Dexter in a 1-2 position, getting through to the identity of parkour here. And once again, it looks like it may just be an ace. They may just be on for a 12-0. But Scrappy, he can't make it over that jump. Ratchet just about makes it. He's going for the flip. He has more speed. He's going to get first place. What an overtake. Amazingly done. And that would have been a Challenger League record if it wasn't beaten last round.
That was... I mean, you have to respect it from Ratchet. Even if he's not setting records, he is taking wins and taking names. He full sent that.
So wicked. That was so wicked. To get the overtake as well. It's not like he just did it because he felt like it. He got that overtake going with more speed. That is beautiful. Well, there you go. SCHWEINEAIM Racing get some points on the board.
It's only 2 points is the issue, and giving up 2 aces in a row previously to that. They kind of need to be able to pull a couple more rounds and snipes off like that as well. They need to deny Sprout every point possible between now and the end, because they're running out of headroom very, very quickly here.
Yeah, well, it is now Barbos versus Scrappy in first place. Dexter has dropped back half a second. Raksha has dropped down 3.5 seconds. Scrappy is gone. Once again, the race leader, well, not quite the race. Actually, yeah, the person in second in the red car has gone out of the race. There's some spoilers for other racing going on right now. Sorry, guys. Dexter now chasing Barbos. He's trying to get over this jump here, but he can't quite make it. It's an awkward landing on the third platform. He doesn't make it to the end. It may just be an ace back in the favor of SCHWEINEAIM Racing. Indeed, it is. That is huge to get back at them.
Oh, that's big. The two aces from Sprout really were starting to make this feel like whatever SCHWEINEAIM did, as long as Sprout kept it clean and got cars to the finish line, they were going to be okay and moving up 2-0. But one ace back the other way, and now a couple of round wins. The ace is no longer necessary for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. They could claw this one back from Sprout.
Yeah, it does look that way, and that is just the nature of parkour. It is all down to mistakes. It's really never going to be down to how quickly you drive it. A lot of the time, even if you're in a position to set a world record, you are well ahead of everybody else to begin with. It usually just does not come down to a battle between first and second. It is whether you make those jumps cleanly that gets you through to the end, and SCHWEINEAIM Racing have done that better in the last couple of rounds. Let's see if they can keep up that momentum.
Everyone cleanly through that bobsleigh for the moment, but a little bit of a speed loss there for Barbos. He slips back behind Ratchet, gets close to that outside wall, keeps the wheel out of it for the time being, managing to hold on. It is going to be two red cars in the lead. Scrappy and Dexter holding off Ratchet and Barbos. An ace wins them the map right here, right now. Everyone clean through the end. Someone is going to have to go to the overtake. Does Ratchet have the line? He does not have the speed to catch them, and an ace will be enough for Sprout to take the map.
Sprout just had to prove me, well, Sprout and SCHWEINEAIM Racing just had to prove me wrong about how it always comes down to mistakes there. 3.5 tenths between everybody in that final round. Very good round. One of the best rounds we've seen on parkour in the Challenger League. Very nice. So we get a new record there, the new Challenger League record, and, well, almost two, because if the rounds were flipped around, it would have been 2 Challenger League records there.
Yep. And
a really nice parkour round. So we're getting good content out of this one. Let's go to map 3. I'm excited.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how it goes. I'm almost surprised that Ratchet didn't go for the snipe there again at the end. Maybe playing with the hood off. We know a lot of these players do, and not knowing the precarious position they were in, because if you're playing by feel, if you're kind of playing like, well, I'm on a fast round, so I'm not going to risk it any further because probably we're okay for this next round, maybe you don't risk it in that situation. You don't realize how close things are. In the end, whatever the reason, there was no extra risk by Ratchet at the end of the round, and Barbos and Ratchet, they go to map 3. They go to Slippy Slides, a map where Dexter holds the Challenger League record as well after setting it twice in a row himself. Yeah. And they have to win, or they will be in the position Sprout were in yesterday, and they'll be forced to try to reverse sweep.
Yep. Yesterday, the record here went from 111.304, held by 3 people. That was Ratchet, Complex, and Feed. Then it got stolen by Dexter for a 111.2, and then it got stolen again by Dexter for a 111.1. So here we are now with the Challenger League record only 2 tenths away from the Grand League record, and we're going to be able to see now if maybe Ratchet can take back his record, or whether Sprout are going to keep dominating here.
It's, well, going to be tough to hold Dexter off in any map, but on this one especially, he has shown that he has the pace a lot of the time. At the moment, it is Barbos setting the pace for the round, leading from Dexter, Scrappy, and then Ratchet bringing up the rear at the moment. But this turn again where things can go wrong, and both players from Sprout go so flat into that jump as well. It works out much better for Dexter than it does for Scrappy.
Well, yes, indeed it does, but Barbos is out ahead at this point. Can he keep Dexter and Scrappy at bay? Dexter and Scrappy both like to go for very risky lines here on the Slippy Slides themselves. You can see Dexter going well inside, and he catches a little bit up to Barbos, but Barbos keeps it clean. Can Dexter overtake? Not my 800ths between them, but Barbos maintains his lead. Ratchet, into the drink, makes it a draw.
That's a very wicked little flip. It's a great round up at the front as well. Barbos will hold off Dexter to turn that one into a draw, but as we've seen in so many matches throughout the Challenger League, Twiggy, it feels like one team is having to give everything they can to get draws, and the other one then at times just needs an okay round in order to get a win, to get an ace, and Sprout have been getting them just a little bit more often off the back of SCHWEINEAIM mistakes.
Yeah, well, it hasn't culminated in anything over the course of the series, technically. Obviously, you know, no matter how many rounds you get in a map, if you don't win it, then you don't get a point on the board. So far, Sprout definitely reaping all of the rewards from that one. Dexter and Scrappy now in a 1-2 position, taking over the positions of Ratchet and Barbos from last round. Can they keep it clean this time? They kept it clean last time, but Barbos was well out ahead. Oh my lord, almost smashes into a pole, but he has a lot of speed. May just be able to take that speed through to the dirt turn and overtake. But he stays right on Scrappy and Dexter's tails.
It just ended up going a little bit too wide for his own good before the freewheel as well. Again, you can see slightly different lines going into that jump. Scrappy and Dexter go so flat into it. Ratchet looks to close the distance with him and has overtaken his teammate on this one as well. But despite all that, despite the jockeying for position between the players from SCHWEINEAIM, Sprout lead going into the identity, and both of them are keeping it clean. Both of them do love to take those same lines through, but Scrappy gets the gear loss on the way through. Potentially he is a bit slow. He will still hold on for the ace, but it is close, and look at the time that Dexter has set up front as well.
111.3, man. Oh my god. That is what, 7 thousandths away from the previous Challenger League record until he broke it himself. But oh my, what was that, 25 thousandths between Scrappy and Barbos there?
Something approaching that. Yeah, just a great round. And I mean, credit Scrappy for holding on. Dexter.
No.
You don't see that very often from Dexter.
That was surprising. Yeah, that was there was shock involved in that one. It was like watching a train crash. That was like I didn't expect it, so it was more.
It's a jump scare. Dexter error. Oh god,
he's just in the air now. Dexter crashed after setting a good time. Wow, that's wild.
Never been done before. He would never make a mistake after driving well in the previous round.
Yeah, no, who would have guessed? Well, Barbos and Ratchet now have that first and second position. Can they culminate an ace out of it? Ratchet goes a lot wider on that one. Scrappy overtakes. Will he have more speed into the plastic section? Oh, he definitely will not. You can see how Ratchet may have had the Challenger League record before yesterday. Can Barbos and Ratchet keep this lead over Scrappy here? Can Dexter catch up in time to
be very close.
Catch a mistake? It's going to be incredibly close. Scrappy has a more inside line. He can take second. He can indeed. It's a round win from SCHWEINEAIM Racing, but they will have wanted more out of that. Unfortunate for them, they do not close the distance.
You can see it goes all the way back to that very first jump. Scrappy and Dexter as well both love to set up much tighter than some of the other teams. We do see some other teams, some other players going for that line, but it sets Scrappy up again to go tight into the next one. And over the course of 3 jumps, he traveled much less distance than Ratchet to get to that finish line.
Yeah, it's much harder to do. You're so that first jump,
the risk of losing the gear is so high.
Losing a gear on that first jump is so high because you're coming into it at such an oblique angle. But when it works, oh my lord, it works, and you can see that in the times that they're setting over and over again. But yeah, no, you can see that it is quite insane that Ratchet had a Challenger League record with the safety of the line he takes through the identity there. I think just how proficient he is on the rest of the map, it really comes into play here.
True. They are still very, very quick on the rest of the map. You saw that from both.
Oh
Ratchet.
My god!
2 players into the same pole at the same time. That's got to be like a bingo card or something. I feel like we've won something there.
Yeah, definitely. Probably just disappointment is what we've won out of that one. Now it is just a... oh no! Dexter doesn't make the jump. He goes a little too inside on that one. Scrappy will get it right, but he's still 3 seconds down from Ratchet. He's going to find it hard to catch up. Ratchet well ahead now. He can safe it as much as he wants, as much as you can safe it on the bug slides. Can he get it all done? There's not really much pressure to get it all right here. It looks like it's completely clean from him. A 111.4 is an incredibly good time. Barbos, however, has also made a mistake. He's right at the back of the pack, and it will be a draw there. Whee! Wicked.
Oh. Yeah, it was very wicked. You know, he hooks the wheel onto the pole. Great form, great entry into the water.
Well, I mean, Kaki's going on, so, you know, get some practice.
Yeah, these are the kind of... You got to practice these kind of tricks when someone makes a wheel hook on pole Kaki map that needs you to land upside down in water. Which doesn't sound... I don't know, it doesn't... Maybe it'll be Kaki map someday. At the same time, Ratchet did not need to set a time that good up the front, but did. And, you know, there's still signs of life and there's still hope for SCHWEINEAIM, very much so, on this map. But... this is a map that it feels like they need to win. Sprout pulled off the reverse sweep yesterday. Before that point, Twiggy, I genuinely thought it was going to be impossible for anyone to ever do it. And I'm not convinced we're going to get to in as many days with Sprout involved in both of them.
We'll have to wait and see. Barbos is now the one out ahead. Ratchet makes an early mistake, drops down by over a second at this point. But Dexter has also found himself the victim of that water part of the map. I don't know why, for some reason, that part is now the bane of every player's existence, but oh well. Usually it's the bug slides, but not anymore, apparently.
You just start overthinking it because you see an opponent crash there and go, ha, idiot. And then you're like, well, then it'd be really embarrassing if I crash there as well. And it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
Oh
this is, Scrappy has the lineup again. He may be able to catch Barbaros. I think Barbaros is too far in front, but a mistake from Barbaros would still let Scrappy through, and you can see it there, yeah. Scrappy does haul him in a little bit, but it's not enough to catch back up, and Barbaros will take a 111.5. There's been good times at the top of every round so far.
Yeah, really good times. If the Challenger League record hadn't been pushed down by 2/10 by Dexter yesterday, all of these times would have been absolutely incredible to us, but here we are with that being 4/10 out of the record currently, or, well, I mean 6/10 away from the world record, but still, that is that's Mudder doing Mudder things, so, you know.
Yeah, it's unfair, right? Like, it's just, it's a little bit too... How are you expected to match that in a live round? I guess we'd have to ask Dexter to show us. And there is still hope. There's still at least a couple of rounds left in this one, unless Sprout can come away with the ace. SCHWEINEAIM have clawed back this map as well. They were sitting a little ways behind, but repeated errors from both teams. It turns out when you get down into the mud, the pigs feel a little bit better about it.
It does seem that way, although no, well, he's not feeling good about the mud at the moment, or at the very least not the dirt. Barbaros is going to take a long trip up a short hill and not find his way back to the rest of the players very quickly. It's all up to Rakshit now to stop this ace from happening. He overtakes once again. That section is insanely quick for him. He has that down pat. Can he stay ahead of Dexter now? Or can Dexter and Scrappy both catch up? No, Rakshit slides out, and Sprout are on their home turf. Can they just get it done to the very end? No slides outs from either of them. It's an ace to finish off the map, and they take their third out of nowhere.
In clutch moments, in map-defining rounds so far on all three maps, SCHWEINEAIM have made the errors that have let Sprout through. They've been keeping it competitive. It has been a close match so far, Twiggy, but when it counts, Sprout have been the team that can find the wins.
Yeah, they put together amazing times consistently, I feel like. And yes, a lot of the time there is one player making a mistake on that team, but it genuinely doesn't seem to matter. If on the round where you're getting a record, your teammate is in fourth, and then you can get an ace later on, it's fine. I don't think anybody is going to complain about that one. Yes, they could have got it done in cleaner fashion, but who cares? They got it done, and that's all that matters now. Well, we're going to be able to see if there is a reverse sweep on the cards once again, but I highly doubt it.
Would have to start on slowdown of all maps as well, and this is not a map I think you want to be going into hoping to unsettle your opponents who are feeling in dominant form. This is home turf for every single team in the competition, has appeared in every match so far in the Trackmania Challenger League, and it'll appear one more time. SCHWEINEAIM, they may be good here, they are pretty good here, but trying to unsettle Sprout is going to be incredibly difficult. SCHWEINEAIM, they have an 80% win rate on this map. Sprout, to be fair, do have a 20% win rate, so it's not impossible.
Yes.
But if there's a day for Sprout to improve their win rate on this map, I feel like it's today.
I'll tell you what though, SCHWEINEAIM Racing were the victim of the world record, not quite world record anymore by feed, of a 56.422. That is now the Challenger League record. Obviously, Pac overtook it, took it back for himself. SCHWEINEAIM Racing were the victim of that record. So maybe they will feel, you know, maybe something, maybe it's going to happen again, you know? That's the terrifying thought for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. Yes, they have a better win rate, but teams have been consistently putting together very good times against them, and now that we're in the final week of the regular season, everybody should be at their peaks, technically, on this map, but Rakshit is out ahead to start off with. Scrappy and Dexter following close behind, but Scrappy clips a wheel on the checkpoint there. He's going to fall further back. He takes third still. Barbaros making a mistake earlier in the round, giving him that position, but it is a draw.
Yep, it's very, very quick time as well. A 56.7 to kick things off here. It's about 3/10 behind the current Challenger League record, which is 56.422 by feed. Very close behind Pac's current overall live round world record on that one. But I'm excited to see the players putting together some very good times on this map. It won't be Dexter on this round, but in general, with everyone taking the riskier line through the trees on the identity as well, we could see some very, very quick rounds indeed.
Yeah, we've noted it before that the quicker the times get on this map on average, and they have week over week by about 1.5 seconds almost on average, the more mistakes you make on that dirt turn specifically at the start, and the more players try to go through the trees, and that leads to more mistakes there as well. Scrappy now is in first place. It's a complete flip-flop of the last time, and there it is, the tree takes a victim. Ratchet and Barbos are going to cruise through to an ace on the second round here, and Sprout will have to deal with coming third and fourth.
And we continue to see, the truth is, if you want to win rounds on slowdown, you need to be consistently putting in a 56.7 or lower. A 56.6, the round winning time that time. And it's the trees. It's having to push for those times, having to put it all on the line on a map like this, where you really do not have a lot of room for error anymore. It causes mistakes, and the mistakes really not helping Sprout out in that previous round.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the Challenger League as opposed to the Grand League. Before about week 4, it was also the fact that the Challenger League was slower on average. You know, their best times were down by 3-4 tenths a lot of the time. Now, you know, the times of the Challenger League are the same, pretty much, or better sometimes, than the Grand League. It is just more mistake prone is generally what we see. You know, it's harder to consistently drive lines that are going to get you those times. But, you know, as we start to get rid of that notion, then we're going to see more of this. Oh no, but there it is when you're under so much pressure. Oh my god, it's not going to be another ace, is it? It is going to be another ace. It's a 56.59 as well. 1/10 away from the Challenger League record, just about 2/10 away from the... That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
So that's, I mean, Ratchet drives a 56.6 essentially flat, and Barbos is again only a 10.5 behind that. If you want to win rounds, you gotta drive a 56.7 or below on this map. It turns out if you want to come second consistently as well, you also need that.
Yeah, it does seem that way now. And yeah, as players warm up into it even further today, we're going to see more and more of that. But Scrappy, he hits the wall on the dirt turn once again, and that puts SCHWEINEAIM Racing in a position to ace this round out and finish it out in a 10-1 fashion. Can they get it done? Can they overtake Dexter? Can Dexter keep it clean through to the very end? He's made 2 mistakes on the identity already.
Yeah, and hopefully not going to make another. You would think that the team called Sprout would have a little bit more luck with trees, but no, it turns out that they just have too much of an affinity for them, and that's why they keep crashing into them, I believe.
Yeah, I think that is probably the definitely
probably true.
Yeah, I mean, it's their excuse. It's a good excuse to have. Ratchet stays in first position. Can Barbos overtake Dexter to close out this map right here, right now? Does he have more speed? No, he does not. Dexter is going to keep second position. Can't quite catch up with Ratchet. 56.404, which is a new world record once again. We're 2 for 2 here. Oh my god, SCHWEINEAIM Racing.
2 world records in 4 maps in the Challenger League.
Oh my god. Well, here we are.
Insane.
They don't close out the map, but they do definitely close out the hopes of Sprout with that one, I think.
Yeah, it's an awful lot. It's going to take 3 aces in a row from Sprout in order to turn this map back around, and it's a little bit early to be calling the reverse sweep, but if you wanted to make a statement on map 4 and say, yeah, we're not going to let you do this easily, this is it from SCHWEINEAIM Racing.
Yeah, that's, well, he's not just a pretty face, Ratchet. He really isn't. He can drive as well. Dexter and Scrappy now in first and second position, and they need these aces. Well, that's going to help them significantly. Barbos falls back even further into 4th position. It is now just Ratchet that needs to overtake one of these players to, well, get the point that they need to close out the map.
I think he's got at least one.
He does have more speed. He definitely does. Can he get a better line on this one? He has both of them. He's going to come first once again and close it out with a 56.484. Oh my lord, Ratchet is on fire.
Ratchet does what he needs to do, and what he needed to do, I'm not convinced that he needed to set a world record, but on his way to dragging SCHWEINEAIM back into this match, he will take a live round world record, another one for the Challenger League, another one for this match alone. And SCHWEINEAIM Racing, they are going to be back in this one now. They are going to be chasing Sprout, and it's not going to be easy for Sprout. That's really what that was. That's a statement from SCHWEINEAIM.
Yeah, I mean, look, SCHWEINEAIM don't really need the points in the league. They're probably not going to get... Actually, I think
they're pretty much locked in.
Yeah, I don't think they can get second position, and they can't drop down into 7th position. So
yep.
They're literally just playing for world records.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a great job.
Like,
They
obviously
are-
for pride as well, they want this win.
And for seeding going into the playoffs, you know, finishing in 4th place would have them up against, you know, potentially 5th. I think either way, the only team they can overtake is GP Nualaoch, and, you know, seed 4 plays seed 5. And so even if they overtake them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way, if you're in the
other.
mid-table, you're in the mid-table. That is how it is. But, hey, look, if you've got nothing else to play for, you might as well try and set a new world record. And there you go, by only 5,000ths as well, overtaking Pac's world record. Absolutely insane. Ratchet does get, well, I mean, he got his Challenger League record stolen by Dexter, on Slippy Slides. Might as well take a world record on Slowdown, which is arguably one of the most skill-based maps. There's not a lot of luck that comes into it, so Pac will be, again, quite unhappy to have lost that one.
Yeah, definitely a prestigious one to manage to steal away on that. But if SCHWEINEAIM Racing do want to keep it up now, they do have to do it here on Agility Dash. And taking down Sprout on Agility Dash, no mean feat. 100% win rate still for them across 5 matches that they have played on this map. That's a lie. They did lose on it to Omino Sun yesterday. 80% win rate across 5. Look, that was such a long match. You expect me to remember what happened on the first map of it?
That's fair.
No.
That's fair. Well, because usually we get reps as the first map when we're watching Sprout.
Exactly.
So yeah, I understand why you may have got confused on that one. But yes, usually this map is very good from Sprout until the identity, and I think that was what lost them that match in the first game of yesterday. Can they clean it up for this one? It's very difficult to clean up Agility Dash's identity. I will concede that, but maybe they can do it this time around. Dexter and Scrappy are usually faster as they come into this one, but they do make more mistakes. Can Barbos and Ratchet hold on to it? Scrappy will overtake. He's looking in that ace position. Can they hold on to those positions? They can indeed. It's an ace for Sprout to start things off here on Agility Dash, and that is a good identity, and that is a good time of 1:28.7.
Would you believe me if I told you that was a new Challenger League
record, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Well, we've closed the gap significantly. You know, this was one of the maps with the biggest gap between Challenger League and Grand League. Obviously, you can see up there, still 3/10 away, but okay, well, these are mistakes that we don't usually see here.
Sometimes the platform is really wide, and that's intimidating, and you're like, what if I just dip my wheel off the edge of this platform real quick?
Look,
and it turns out it's a bad idea.
He got a record, so you've got to crash.
That's true. He has done exactly that. Ratchet doesn't have any excuse at all. He's just behind at the moment, and it means Barbos out to a lead and going to try and hold on to keep SCHWEINEAIM in this one.
Yeah, well, everybody set a pretty decent time that last round. Nobody fell behind by too much whatsoever. Can Barbos hold on to this one? Dexter and Scrappy chasing. They're not very close behind, but they can definitely make up that time through the identity if a mistake is made. Barbos, he stays clean for now.
Barbos staying clean in front of Dexter and Scrappy, trying to just race away from those two players and trying to build as much of a lead as possible. Ratchet with another respawn at the back is going to be in a lot of trouble. That might as well happen at this point. Dexter is hauling in Barbos at the moment, has closed that gap pretty significantly, down from 4/10 to 3/10. And here on the identity, those 3/10 may not be enough for Barbos to hold on in front. A much higher jump, and much less airtime for Dexter has him gaining. He's still gaining. I'm not sure there's enough track left, but he is giving it a game attempt. He will not quite catch Barbos, but he hauled it back in by another 10th over the course of that identity.
Gone. Where did Scrappy go?
He's somewhere in the void. Yeah.
Dexter had a little too much speed to manage, I think, at the end there. You know, when you really want to catch up, like the guy's final, two, 3 checkpoints on this map generally gain him about 6/10 over the rest of the field. And you could see why right there. The amount of speed he entered the identity with there was absolutely insane. But I think it was maybe just a little too much. When you have a lot of speed there, you have to take a pretty much completely straight line. But he had to avoid a checkpoint there. So fair enough if you're going to slow down there. But yeah, wasn't quite manageable. Oh, that's an awkward landing.
Yeah, that's a very awkward landing. That's the problem with going for those jump tricks where you try and cut out as much airtime as possible by jumping a little bit diagonally onto it. Is you overcook it, you overjump it a little bit, and all of a sudden you're going to be touching that wheel off and crashing. As Ratchet will show a slightly different example of how a jump trick can go wrong.
Well, thank the Lord you can stop the rotation of your car in midair, because otherwise he was going head over heels. That was scary. Dexter now up in first place, and I do think he is on pace to get another record if he keeps that pace up. Barbos trailing by 3.6/10, Ratchet trailing by almost a second, Scrappy down by 1.5 seconds. And once again, we're in one of these situations where SCHWEINEAIM Racing are going to be hoping that a mistake is made.
Yeah, they're kind of going to need one at this point. They really do need to start winning rounds at this point of the match, or things will spiral out of control very, very quickly indeed. And with it, SCHWEINEAIM Racing's hope of winning the match overall as well. Dexter holds the lead from Barbaros, from Ratchet. Scrappy trails from behind again a little bit on this round, but still in a position to capitalize. Barbaros again, the jump is very high into that first one, and it will mean that Dexter not under a lot of threat if he can keep it clean all the way to the end. And it looks like that will be the case.
Good.
Dexter with a
Oh my God!
128.461. He closes to within half a tenth of the current live round world record.
We have gone from half a second being the difference between the Challenger League record and the live world record to less than half a tenth. So here we are. Dexter again.
Oh.
I mean, that's a full-on whoa moment. I don't even know what else to say.
It really
Dexter
is. Unfortunately for Dexter, it's only good enough for a single point because Scrappy was in 4th place that round.
Have you seen that? What's the emote called on Scrappy's chat where Dexter says, I carried Scrappy? That one. Oh. That's, that is, the thing is, right, carrying Scrappy is not an easy task, but Dexter manages to do it.
Okay, little toxic.
No, I mean, he manages to outperform Scrappy, and that is incredible. Okay, shut up.
Shut up. Listen. I see what you were going for, Twiggy.
You're gaslighting me again. You're gaslighting me again. You're gaslighting me again.
It's not easy to carry Scrappy, and all I'm saying is that sounds kind of toxic, but what you meant is Scrappy performs very well. So to outperform him by as much as to make it look like you're carrying is very difficult. Which is a fair take.
Clearing up the thing that I said very clearly already.
It wasn't that clear.
All right. Okay, well, Ratchet is now out ahead, trying to take back Dexter's record, but as we know, Dexter and Scrappy can catch up sometime here in the identity. It's a really nice entry from Dexter, and he does overtake. He has more speed, but he clips a wheel, does he? Yes, he falls back by just a little further. He's having trouble keeping up now, and Scrappy has also made a mistake. He's down in 4th place. Barbaros finishes 3rd, and it's a round win from SCHWEINEAIM.
That's a necessary round win for SCHWEINEAIM as this match rapidly heads towards its conclusion, as this map could be closed out in the next 2 rounds. Picking up another win there for SCHWEINEAIM. Very, very important. And look at the time. I mean, we've been spoiled over the last couple of rounds by how quick the players have been, but a 128.9 is still very, very good. That is still near the top of what the Challenger League has done.
That was the Challenger League record, yeah.
Pretty much,
128.9 was the Challenger League record before Dexter smashed it out of the water by half a second, so... Here we are. Yeah, Sprout now only leading by 1 point, but can SCHWEINEAIM Racing overtake them now? They've been looking clean throughout this. Maybe not the quickest team compared to Dexter's times, but definitely clean.
Yeah, consistency has been there at the moment for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. I mean, hey, for as much as we do talk about how Agility Dash is very much a Sprout-favoured map, a lot of the time that comes down to the fact that Dexter gets that finish line very consistently and very quickly. Scrappy has struggled here kind of in the past, has been has made a lot of errors compared to his teammate. The difference is Dexter is just so good here that they still manage to get the map across the line. But at the moment, SCHWEINEAIM are really pushing that. Ratchet is keeping up with the times, and that's going to make it difficult for Sprout towards the back half here.
There's only so much you can keep a team at bay. We saw it a lot of the time with Omino Sun as well, is that Omino Sun were just so fast that if Sprout weren't putting together world record times pretty much every round, then they would have lost that series 4-0 easily. Yeah. That is the problem there, and Dexter now, he is out ahead and he will have more speed into the identity once again. Can he manage it? Can he stay ahead of Barbaros? Barbaros trying his best to keep up, but he definitely has less speed than Dexter, and Dexter once again puts 128.7, which is his 2nd best time on this map now.
Oh, it's so quick. Dexter is so quick. It's terrifying. But Barbaros and Ratchet are there in 2nd and 3rd place. Again, Scrappy behind the 2 of them.
We didn't really talk about Scrappy again making a mistake pre-identity and falling back 1 second.
Yeah. And
because it's
an
happened
issue
every
right
round so far.
It's genuinely an issue right now for Sprout. They are still in the lead. They are the team that is on track point. SCHWEINEAIM still just outside that point. And mistake from Barbaros. That could be the opening Sprout need to close this match out.
It could be absolutely massive. That could be the death blow for SCHWEINEAIM Racing. If Sprout can get through, Ratchet almost doesn't make the track at all. But he stays in 2nd place just about now. Can Scrappy pounce? Has not really turned up on this map, I regret to say, but Can he do it when it matters the most? Can he get an ace for his team and close out the series? It's looking a lot easier now because Ratchet, he doesn't even make it through that checkpoint. And now Barbos is the one chasing. Oh dear, that is not a good sign for SCHWEINEAIM Racing, as Barbos is still half a tenth down from Dexter, and he gets a no slide through there, and suddenly their chances are looking absolutely minimal.
This was potentially, this is the first round that Sprout had the chance to just close the match out cleanly. And they are being helped by their opponents at the moment a little bit. Barbos and Ratchet, both a litany of errors throughout this round. And Ratchet's error forcing a double respawn as well dropped him the full 4 seconds back. Barbos is watching the taillights of his opponents as they disappear into the distance at the moment. Dexter and Scrappy, it's one last run across the plastic. That's it for them.
Dexter didn't make it. Dexter didn't make it. He didn't make it.
Are you kidding?
He hit the pole. He didn't make it. There's no way. Dexter, why?
In shambles.
What are you doing?
I was winding up, Twiggy. That was the speech. That was it. They were done for the regular season. They were going to lock themselves in, guaranteed, at the top of the table.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Dexter, you're ruining it.
And here we are. It was a draw, and now SCHWEINEAIM could win the map.
I can't believe it. Come on, man. What is it with Dexter and half checkpoints? What is it with Dexter and fucking...
We've talked about it on reps before. We've also talked about it on this map before. It's a very good-looking pole on that side. He loves to hit his head into it sometimes.
Man. Oh my god, that is insane. Literally, it seems like every time he puts together a good time, he will immediately crash somewhere. And it's always the half checkpoint. Always.
Yeah, it's the half checkpoint and it's worked, and now Barbos and Ratchet, the door left half ajar for them, and they are looking to force it open as well. They are leading at the moment, but Ratchet is dropping back into Scrappy's clutches at the moment. No mistake this time. Ratchet goes very wide in that turn, maybe a little bit scarred from the last time around, but going that wide, it may yet cost them the round, and hey, that's the mental game of it as well. You still need to be taking winning lines. You cannot get scared because of one round.
Wow, I mean, how could this be the end? How is it going to be that now SCHWEINEAIM Racing have a 1-2 and could get an ace out here? This is just unbelievable. Always, Sprout somehow find a way, whether it's good or bad, to make the series more interesting. I don't know. Oh no, Scrappy. Well, I mean, that's his usual entry into this one, but he is only about 1,000th ahead of Ratchet. Can Ratchet keep up? He has more speed, and now he's in second position, and Barbos is here. Dexter has joined the party, but he's a bit too late, and it's an ace from SCHWEINEAIM Racing, and they take the map. Oh my lord.
That's one of the closest and most important rounds of the Trackmania Challenger League 2 date as well. Dexter clawing his way back to right behind both Scrappy and Ratchet, but Ratchet fending off the both of them while Barbos cruises to a very comfortable win up front. And we have to go all the way to map 6.
Man, what the reverse sweep? I mean, it's on. It's on.
It's on. It's very much on. At this point on. And remember, cast your mind back. By the time, if we end up on map 7, you will have to remember the round where Dexter crashed a finish in a clear, easy ace position in order to let their opponents back into the match, in order to give the opening to SCHWEINEAIM Racing. And full credit is going to them at the moment. You still needed to pick up the ace in the next round to pull it all the way back. But that's what they've done. They're here. We're on to back and forth, and the racing, it's alive. It's going to continue for a while yet.
This is absolutely insane. What a wicked camera angle as we start back and forth here. And look, I don't even know. Again, logic has been thrown out the window with this series. It happened yesterday. It's happening today. Sprout just know how to make drama.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you got to be able to get the content somehow, and right now, content for Sprout is the name of the game. They still would like to close it out. Maybe they're just going for most map 7 wins over the course of the Challenger League regular season.
We had 2 of the longest series. You know, thumbnail, beautiful, like Scrappy, like I don't know, like a terrified face or something like that. We'll
get Twitch chat work. We'll start workshopping the name for Scrappy's video on this series now, guys.
Start getting a title ready for us. Yeah,
we'll figure that out by the time that this series is over on that one. But at the moment, Sprout could still close it out on map 6. The full thing not done just yet, and it will be a win for the first round on 4, back and forth. It's a good time again. It's a 57.8 from Dexter.
Wow.
Hey, it turns out that these guys are still really quick. That is less than half a tenth off the current Challenger League record.
Yeah, that is knocking right on the door of it. I think that's what's precisely 38 thousandths away from the current Challenger League record. So, yeah, well, hey, look, who would have guessed? They're still fast. Not me with the 3-2 scoreline that we're currently seeing. Absolutely unreal. But it seems like when a team gets a record, they lose the map. Pretty much every single time.
Yeah, it does seem to be the most effective way to curse a team. Caster curses, now that's old news. That was like week 3, week 4, that was a thing. Now it's cursing yourself by picking up world records.
I'm sorry, Scrappy's been playing too much Khaki, bro. He's I can't keep ignoring it,
Unironically, the fact that Scrappy and the team have been up relatively late the last 2 nights, and they've now played 2 of the longest series of Challenger League that we have had all season long.
The stamina isn't there.
It's going to be taking a toll, and SCHWEINEAIM Racing, with that foot in the door that they've been offered last map, it may be what they need to get it across the line. It's going to be close into the last turn here. Ratchet's going to be forced to release there. Dexter will pull away for a 57.977. Another very quick time. Ratchet and Barboss in second and third, and a draw means the gap stays at 1.
Look, Dexter is doing some hero-level work right now, setting records left, right, and center. Coming first almost every time, unless he himself makes a mistake, in which case Scrappy does usually turn up. But apart from that, like, if they could just manage to keep both of their cars in the game, they should be acing pretty much every single round. It is wild, but Barboss this time is the one who makes a mistake. Yeah,
and this time around with Dexter and Scrappy both there. I thought there was a crash there for a brief second, but no, it's okay. Just car momentarily deciding to stop on track in front of the screen. Scrappy, he'll still be okay. He'll still be okay. It's a good save, and hey, maybe the khaki practice is actually paying off instead.
Yeah, definitely. That is one of the main things in Ice 360. Whilst you're not quite on the ice fully, that's my favorite. But Dexter is now still again in first place and is looking on pace to get another incredibly good time. Barboss is trailing by 1/10. Can Dexter get through to the finish line? We saw Sprout double crash here before. Oh my god, it was close between Scrappy and Barboss, but it is a round win and another 57.9 from Dexter.
Yeah, and Dexter just pumping out consistent times at the moment. 57.8s, 0.9s. They're good enough for a round win every time. It's hard to see, honestly, if Ratchet or Barboss would be able to step up to even match those times. But with Dexter out of the way, with Scrappy making a mistake as well, all of a sudden, good times from Sprout notwithstanding, SCHWEINEAIM may be in the lead in this round.
Yeah, there have been a lot of mistakes on this map, so I wouldn't put it... let's not say that SCHWEINEAIM Racing aren't going to make mistakes of their own, but they have been a lot more consistent as a team over the course of this whole map, so they should be looking to take this round pretty easily. Now, 1 full second ahead of both Sprout players, and it should be a pretty simple way through this. I mean, they shouldn't need to go into it with too much speed, so they should be able to get it done relatively easily. We will see. Obviously, it's not an easy identity whatsoever. Barboss and Ratchet keep it clean for the time being. It's just that final turn now, and it looks perfect from both of them. Will they both crash? They both go safe. Very good. Okay.
Full safe.
Definitely worth it there. It's a good ace. It's a very safe ace. It's not an amazing time, but it's good. That's what they needed.
Yeah, and honestly, I respect that. It's rare that we see clear moments of, you know, someone on a team making a call or both players making a call to stay safe and just, you know, make sure that you get the win. So, very heads-up play from SCHWEINEAIM Racing, and that could be what they need to get back into this match with a Sprout that have looked inconsistent. SCHWEINEAIM capitalizing on those mistakes wherever possible is keeping them alive at the moment, and they are still in the race for reverse sweep. Barboss made that mistake and is a long way back.
Have we had a round here?
With no crashes?
This map, yeah, without a crash before the third checkpoint. It's
no.
Yeah, every round somebody has done something pre-third checkpoint. Okay, well, I don't know. That's usually we don't really see many mistakes whatsoever pre-identity, but here we are. Ratchet is in first place. Dexter hot on his tail and actually now in first place himself. Can he deal with the extra speed that he has through the identity? Can Scrappy catch up to Ratchet with a better last turn? Can Ratchet hold on to this one? No, he cannot whatsoever. He smashes into a pole. Barboss overtakes, but Scrappy's already there, and it's an ace from Sprout.
That's a big problem.
Oh man, almost
58.1.
I was going to say, is this another 57 from Dexter? Not quite.
Not quite. It's still really quick, and that is a costly mistake from Ratchet as well, because having the match tied up, having it at 7-7, I mean, SCHWEINEAIM, you'd have to feel they were still in it, but now they are away from track point as It's not quite motion sickness that I'm getting.
That was,
but,
I felt a bit weird for a second there. My stomach it dropped. I don't know what that was. Ratchet in first place this time around, but you have to be very careful of the pace of Dexter and Scrappy throughout this one, notwithstanding any mistakes from either player, but they only need a round win here, and from this position, it looks like they may just be able to close it out. Can they keep it clean? That's all they need.
I mean, Dexter has had one round outside the top one so far in this, and that was the round where SCHWEINEAIM found their ace. So that is basically what happens, is you kind of have to trust Dexter at the moment to carry this one all the way through to a win. Ratchet is right there with them for the end there, and Ratchet is the only player who stands between Sprout potentially and the win right now. It's a better turn from Dexter. He will cross out at 57.7. It's so quick. God. It is going to be another Challenger League record, but it is also a draw, and that means at least one more round, and maybe, I don't know, Dexter to get a live round world record again?
That would have been pretty much another Challenger League record from Ratchet there if Dexter hadn't put in that time.
Yeah.
That's how close he was. Dexter not only pulled together that time, but pulled it together when his opponent was only 1/10 behind him.
True, but as someone pointed out in chat, Dexter should now be crashing this round because he's just driven the record. And with Scrappy crashing as well, if Dexter crashes, this is a problem for Sprout. SCHWEINEAIM Racing are sitting on track point as well. There's the chance. It's a 7-9 scoreline. It is all in the balance.
Well, Dexter now needs to stay in first position for this one, but he's going to get overtaken. Can Barbos deal with that extra speed? Can he keep it clean through to the very end and stop Sprout from winning the map? Dexter has a better last turn. He overtakes. He takes first position, and there it is. This was Dexter's map completely. Scrappy did not show up. I am very sorry. He did not, but Dexter carried it through to the end. That was amazing.
This was not just Dexter's map. This was Dexter's match. He showed up absolutely massive today. He showed up massive all weekend long, honestly. This has been such an incredible performance from Dexter with that Sprout move to the top of the Challenger League leaderboard. They sit clear at 6-1. The only team with a chance to take that first spot away from them now, Twiggy, is Alternate Attacks. And Alternate Attacks, in order to do that, will have to beat Omino Sun in the match of the day. So, you'd feel okay for Sprout.
Yeah, that's a pretty difficult one to... I mean, the thing is, we didn't know what was going to happen between Sprout and Omino Sun. I have no clue what's going to happen between Alternate Attacks and Omino Sun, so that's going to be a close game no matter what. That is... I mean, look, I don't think they should have dropped 2 maps there, but still, it was a good performance. They put together what they needed to. Dexter was insanely on form today, set another league of records once again. And, like, I don't know, man. The dude definitely has, you know, like a titanium, like, spine now to hold up.
The weight of the world on it, exactly, at the moment. SCHWEINEAIM Racing as well will not be finishing the competition in the top 2 or the bottom 2, so they are feeling comfortably in that lower bracket. One of the 4 teams that will be fighting things out in that lower bracket once we hit the playoffs time. Expected for them coming in today, literally guaranteed that they were going to be in that position. So, no big surprises, but I think they can carry some confidence through from this match into those playoffs as well, no matter who they do end up facing there. And we're going to get ready for our next match of the day. A team that, again, I'll say it, I think Exalti have been one of the most consistent teams. Unfortunately, the breaks have not fallen their way. Twiggy, in order to make it to the playoffs, they need a win here and now over GP Nualaoch. So that is the stakes in our next match. We will see everyone back here for it after a quick break.